Apple is getting ready to launch the iPhone 17, and just like many expected, the price is going up. Reports say that every model in the iPhone 17 lineup will cost at least $50 more than the iPhone 16. While $50 might not seem like a huge number, it's still a noticeable bump, especially when everything else is getting more expensive too. But believe it or not, this price hike could have been worse. Some earlier leaks had suggested that Apple might raise prices by $100 or more. So in comparison, a $50 increase seems a little easier to accept. Still, let's be clear, Apple isn't doing anyone a favor by charging less than expected. They've always sold premium phones, and they've never hesitated to ask for top dollar. Now the main question is, what are we getting for that extra $50? First, we should think about why prices are going up in the first place. It's not just about the phone getting better. Apple is also dealing with rising material costs and global manufacturing challenges. Most iPhones are still made in China, and if new tariffs are added, some say they could go as high as 75% or even 100%. It would make production much more expensive. To avoid being affected too much by this, Apple has started moving some of its production to India, but that also comes with its own risks. So this $50 increase might partly be Apple's way of preparing for possible future problems in the supply chain. In other words, we're paying for both new features and Apple's plan B. As for what we're actually getting, there are some exciting upgrades this time. One of the most talked about changes is the display. Every model in the iPhone 17 lineup, including the base model, is expected to come with Samsung's M14 OLED screen. That's a step up from the M13 screens in the iPhone 16. The new display should be brighter, last longer, and use less power. That means better visuals and a more responsive feel. Another big change is the 120Hz refresh rate. Up until now, only the Pro models had it, but now it looks like all iPhone 17 models might get it. This will make things like scrolling, gaming, and watching videos feel much smoother. For years, people have complained that regular iPhones were behind Android phones in this area, so it's good to see Apple finally catching up. The screen size is also growing just a little. The standard iPhone 17 is expected to increase from 6.1 inches to around 6.7 inches. That's not a big jump, but it gives users a little more screen without making the phone harder to handle. Inside, the performance is getting a boost too. Instead of using last year's chip, the base iPhone 17 might come with Apple's brand new A19 chip, the same one expected in the iPhone 17 Air. This would be a major shift in Apple's strategy, and it could mean better speed and smoother multitasking. The RAM for the base model is likely to stay at 8 GB, while the Pro and Air models could go up to 12 GB. That extra memory would help a lot with advanced AI tasks and demanding apps. Connectivity is also being improved. The iPhone 17 is expected to support Wi-Fi 7, have a new Bluetooth chip made by Apple, and possibly even use Apple's own C1 modem. Apple clearly wants to build more of its own tech instead of depending on other companies. For users who care about design, Apple might introduce a new light purple color. It's a small change, but color options matter to a lot of people, and there could also be a better selfie camera, although the details about that aren't confirmed yet. All in all, the iPhone 17 feels like a bigger upgrade than the iPhone 16, which mostly had minor changes. This time, Apple is adding new display tech, faster chips, more memory, and stronger wireless features. For some, these upgrades may justify the extra cost. However, even a $50 increase could be tough for many people, and if Apple decides to raise prices by $100 instead, that will definitely upset a lot of users, especially since Apple still lags behind Android in AI features. It's true that you can find great Android phones for under $800 that offer excellent specs and features. But for many Apple users, it's not just about hardware, it's about the overall experience, the software, and how everything works together. If you're already in the Apple ecosystem, chances are you'll stick with it. So maybe paying $50 more in 2025 for a better iPhone isn't bad. But if Apple pushes the price increase to $100, people won't be happy. That kind of move would feel less like progress and more like a money grab.